Welcome back to another episode of Murder Minutes. My name is Oliver, and today we will be talking about how drones have been used in evil assassinations. We will also talk about how drones are used in criminal activities, military activities, and the evolution of how drones are becoming more and more dangerous to the public if operated by someone with harmful intent. To start off with, we are going to discuss the concept and development of drones, including one of the most dangerous drones operated today, the MQ-9 Reaper drone. Killer drones, often referred to as lethal autonomous weapon systems, LAWs, or autonomous killer drones, are unmanned aerial vehicles that are specifically designed and programmed to autonomously identify and engage targets with lethal force. These drones are equipped with advanced sensors, cameras, and sometimes weapon systems, enabling them to carry out targeted killings without human intervention. The concept of murder drones raises significant ethical and legal concerns. One of the primary concerns is the potential lack of human control and judgment in the decision-making process. Critics argue that delegating the decision to use lethal force to machines removes human accountability and raises the risk of unintended casualties. There are concerns about the potential for errors in target identification, discrimination, and proportionality, as well as the lack of moral reasoning and empathy that human operators can bring to such situations. The development and use of murder drones also pose legal challenges. Under international humanitarian law, the principles of distinction, proportionality, and military necessity govern the use of force in armed conflict. The use of autonomous systems that can make life and death decisions blurs the lines of responsibility and accountability, potentially violating these principles. Murder drones have not been widely deployed or used in actual combat. However, there have been advancements in drone technology, and the potential for the development and deployment of such systems remains a topic of concern and debate. Many organizations, including human rights groups and some governments, are advocating for international regulations and treaties to restrict or ban the use of autonomous weapons systems, including murder drones, to ensure that human judgment and accountability are maintained in matters of life and death situations. There have been instances where drones have been used in targeted killings or airstrikes that resulted in casualties, including civilian deaths. One example often cited in discussions of drone warfare is the targeted killing program carried out by various countries around the world. Under this program, drones have been used to target and eliminate individuals believed to be involved in terrorist activities. While these actions are controversial and have resulted in significant debate, it's important to note that they are typically framed within the context of armed conflict or counter-terrorism operations, rather than as murders in the traditional sense. It's essential to distinguish between the use of drones in warfare or counter-terrorism operations and instances of criminal acts. The term murder typically refers to an unlawful killing, and the use of lethal force by drones in combat zones or in military operations is governed by the rules of engagement and international humanitarian law, which may provide a legal framework for such action. The conflict between Ukraine and Russia has seen the significant use of drones by both sides. Drones have played various roles in the conflict, including reconnaissance, target acquisition, and even limited offensive capabilities. Here are 4 ways drones have been used in combat between Russia and Ukraine. Number 1. Surveillance and reconnaissance. Drones are frequently employed for intelligence gathering purposes. They can provide real-time aerial footage, imagery, and surveillance of enemy positions, troop movements, and supply lines. This information helps military forces assess the situation on the ground and make informed tactical decisions. Number 2. Target acquisition. Drones equipped with high-resolution cameras and sensors are used to identify and track potential targets, such as military vehicles, artillery positions, or enemy encampments. The gathered information can be relayed to artillery units or other forces for precise targeting. Number 3. Battle damage assessment. After airstrikes or artillery bombardments, drones can be deployed to assess the effectiveness of the strikes, identify any remaining threats, or evaluate the extent of damage caused to enemy positions. Number 4. Offensive capabilities. Some drones are equipped with weapon systems such as guided missiles or bombs, allowing them to conduct targeted strikes on enemy positions. These armed drones can be used for attacking specific targets or for providing close air support to ground forces. It's important to note that the specific use and capabilities of drones can vary depending on the type of drone employed, the resources available to the parties involved, and the evolving nature of the conflict. The use of drones in warfare provides advantages such as improved situational awareness, precision targeting, and reduced risk to human operators. However, it also raises concerns about civilian casualties, violation of airspace, and the potential escalation of conflicts. While drones are primarily used for surveillance, reconnaissance, and targeted strikes in military operations, there have been incidents where drones have caused unintended casualties, including civilian deaths. Now let's talk about a known US drone strike utilizing an MQ-9 Reaper drone. The MQ-9 Reaper is an unmanned aerial vehicle developed primarily for the United States Air Force. It is a versatile, multi-mission, remotely piloted aircraft system that provides persistent intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities, as well as the ability to engage targets with precision strikes. Here are some basic details about the MQ-9 Reaper. Role: the MQ-9 Reaper is primarily used for both intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and offensive missions. It can conduct long-endurance missions and gather real-time imagery, surveillance data, and signals intelligence. It is also equipped with weapon systems to carry out precision strikes. Design: the Reaper has a distinctive appearance with its sleek design, high wing configuration, and inverted V-shaped tail. It is larger and more heavily armed than its predecessor, the MQ-1 Predator. Specifications: the Reaper has a wingspan of approximately 20 meters or 66 feet and a length of 11 meters or 36 feet. It has a maximum takeoff weight of around 5,500 kilograms or 12,000 pounds. The drone is capable of flying at altitudes above 40,000 feet and can stay airborne for over 27 hours. Payload and sensors: the Reaper is equipped with advanced sensors including synthetic aperture radar, electro-optical infrared cameras, and other imaging systems. These sensors provide high-resolution imagery and live footage for surveillance missions. Weapons capability: the MQ-9 Reaper is armed with a variety of weapons, including Hellfire missiles, GBU, 12 Paveway 2 laser-guided bombs, and GBU-38 Joint Direct Attack munitions. This allows it to engage and strike targets with precision from standoff distances. Operational history: the Reaper has been extensively used in various military operations, including counterterrorism efforts, particularly in the Middle East, Afghanistan, and other conflict zones. Its long endurance and ability to loiter over target areas have made it a valuable asset for intelligence gathering and precision strikes. The MQ-9 Reaper has proven to be a critical asset in modern warfare, providing persistent surveillance capabilities and the ability to engage targets with precision. Its versatility and endurance make it well suited for a range of military operations, supporting forces on the ground and enhancing situational awareness. One notable event with a US Reaper drone occurred in 2010, when a US drone strike in Yemen targeted a convoy of vehicles. However, it was later revealed that one of the vehicles was a civilian passenger van, resulting in the deaths of numerous innocent individuals, including women and children. Now, let's talk about some of the reported specifics of this event. The 2010 US drone strike in Yemen refers to an incident that took place on December 17, 2010, in the southern region of Yemen. The strike targeted a convoy of vehicles that intelligence suggested contained high-level members of ISIS in the Arabian Peninsula, a militant group operating in Yemen. However, it was later discovered that one of the vehicles was a civilian passenger van, resulting in the deaths of numerous innocent individuals. According to reports, the strike was carried out by the US Reaper drone armed with Hellfire missiles. The intended target was believed to be Anwar Awlaki, an American citizen who was linked to multiple terrorist plots. However, the strike missed its target and hit a civilian convoy instead. Estimates of the number of casualties vary, but it is believed that between 12 and 17 individuals were killed in the attack, including women and children. Among the victims were the van's driver, who was transporting a group of individuals to a wedding celebration, as well as his wife and children. The incident sparked outrage and condemnation, both within Yemen and internationally, due to the loss of innocent lives. The US government acknowledged the incident and expressed regret for the civilian casualties. It stated that the strike was a result of erroneous intelligence and flawed analysis. The incident raised concerns about the accuracy of intelligence used in drone operations and the potential for civilian harm when conducting targeted strikes. The 2010 drone strike in Yemen is often cited as an example of the risks and ethical dilemmas associated with the use of armed drones. It highlights the challenges of conducting precise targeting in complex environments, and the need for careful consideration of intelligence and the potential for collateral damage when employing lethal force from unmanned aerial systems. Furthermore, drone strikes conducted as part of counter-terrorism operations have led to civilian casualties in various regions, including Afghanistan, Pakistan, Somalia, and elsewhere. These incidents have raised concerns about the accuracy of target identification, the potential for human error in drone operations, and the overall impact on civilian population. It's important to note that the use of drones in military operations aims to minimize civilian casualties and adhere to international humanitarian law. However, the complex nature of conflicts and the challenges of operating in dynamic and unpredictable environments can result in unintended consequences and civilian harm. Let's talk about another sinister attempt with drones in London. The Gatwick Airport drone incident, which occurred in December 2018, was a significant disruption that affected one of the busiest airports in the United Kingdom. Over a period of several days, unauthorized drones were repeatedly sighted near the runway, causing the closure and disruption of flights and impacting tens of thousands of passengers. The incident began on December 19, 2018, when drones were first spotted flying near the airfield perimeter. The sightings triggered a series of precautionary measures, including the immediate closure of the runway to ensure the safety of aircraft and passengers. As additional drone sightings were reported over the following days, the airport was repeatedly forced to suspend operations, leading to the cancellation or diversion of hundreds of flights and stranding many travelers. The prolonged disruption caused significant inconvenience and financial losses for airlines, passengers, and the airport itself. The incident also raised concerns about the vulnerability of critical infrastructure to unauthorized drone activity and highlighted the challenges of effectively countering such incidents. Law enforcement agencies, including Sussex Police, were called in to investigate and mitigate the drone threat. The police deployed a range of resources, including ground-based equipment and specialist counter-drone technology, to locate and apprehend the individuals responsible. However, despite extensive efforts, the perpetrators were not immediately identified or captured. The incident prompted a broader discussion on the need for improved drone detection and countermeasures, as well as stricter regulations to prevent similar disruptions in the future. Following the incident, the UK government announced plans to expand the drone exclusion zone around airports and to introduce new legislation to give police additional powers to combat illegal drone use. Ultimately, the Gatwick Airport drone incident served as a wake-up call for airports worldwide, highlighting the importance of developing robust counter-drone systems, enhancing coordination between law enforcement agencies and airport authorities, and implementing effective regulations to mitigate the risks associated with unauthorized drone activity near critical infrastructure. The specific type of drones used in the Gatwick Airport incident has not been publicly disclosed or confirmed. However, based on the reported sightings and the nature of the disruption caused, it is believed that the drones involved were commercially available consumer drones rather than military or highly sophisticated systems. Consumer drones, such as those made by popular manufacturers like DJI, UNEC, or Parrot, are widely available and affordable. These drones are typically equipped with cameras, have flight ranges of a few kilometers, and can stay airborne for around 30 minutes on a single battery charge. They are designed for recreational and professional purposes, like airborne photography, videography, or surveying. The specific models used in the Gatwick incident are unknown, but it is possible that they were modified or adapted to carry out the disruptive activities. The drones may have been flown deliberately to interfere with airport operations or cause widespread disruption without necessarily posing a direct physical threat. It is worth noting that consumer drones, when operated responsibly and within legal boundaries, have many legitimate and beneficial applications. However, incidents like the Gatwick airport disruption have prompted discussions about the need for enhanced regulations and counter-drone technologies to prevent misuse and address the risks posed by unauthorized drone activity near sensitive locations. Now, if you think these events are extreme, then you might be shocked to know that there was reported an attempted assassination on a president. The attempted drone attack on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro occurred on August 4, 2018, during a military parade in Caracas, Venezuela. The attack involved the use of multiple drones carrying explosives that were flown toward the location where President Maduro and other high-ranking government officials were delivering speeches. During the event, 2 drones loaded with explosives approached the area. One drone was reportedly intended to explode above the presidential podium, while the other was intended to target nearby buildings. However, both drones malfunctioned and crashed before reaching their targets. Videos captured at the scene showed security personnel reacting to the drones by shielding the president and escorting him off the stage. The attack was claimed by a little-known group called Soldiers of Frenela, led by a former police inspector named Oscar Perez. The group had previously gained some attention for a high-profile raid on a military base in Venezuela in June 2017. In the aftermath of the attack, Venezuelan authorities swiftly responded by launching a crackdown on perceived political opponents and tightening security measures. Several individuals, including military personnel, were arrested and accused of involvement in the attack. The government blamed opposition leaders and external forces, including Colombia and the United States, for orchestrating the attack. However, evidence linking specific individuals or groups to the incident has not been publicly presented, and some critics raised questions about the government's narrative and the subsequent crackdown. The attempted drone attack on President Maduro was a significant event that highlighted the potential use of drones in targeted attacks against political figures. It served as a reminder of the evolving threat landscape and the need for robust security measures to detect and respond to such attacks. The biggest problem faced by governments these days is the surveillance and policing of drones to severely minimize the opportunities criminals have to use the illegal activities. Drones have been utilized for various criminal activities, taking advantage of their capabilities for stealth, mobility, and payload delivery. Here are 5 examples that are interesting to know. The first example is the use of drones to conduct drug trafficking. Criminal organizations have employed drones to transport drugs across borders or deliver contraband to specific locations. Drones can bypass traditional surveillance methods and deliver illicit substances to remote areas or areas with heightened security. In some cases, drones have been intercepted by law enforcement agencies during drug smuggling efforts. The second example is the use of drones to conduct smuggling contraband into prisons. Drones have been used to smuggle prohibited items, such as drugs, cell phones, or weapons, into prisons. Criminals have attempted to fly drones over prison walls or into exercise yards to deliver contraband to inmates, circumventing traditional security measures. Third example is where drones have been used in espionage and surveillance. Drones equipped with cameras and other surveillance equipment have been employed for espionage purposes, gathering sensitive information or conducting surveillance on individuals, businesses, or government facilities. This unauthorized use of drones raises concerns about privacy and security. As creative as it sounds, Criminals have used drones in burglaries and robberies. Criminals have utilized drones to conduct aerial surveillance of potential targets, such as homes or businesses, to plan and execute burglaries or robberies. Drones provide a vantage point for scoping out security vulnerabilities or monitoring the movements of potential victims. The more advanced used can be cyber attacks carried out by drones. While not directly involving physical criminal activity, drones have been used as a means to conduct cyber attacks. In some cases, drones equipped with Wi-Fi hacking tools or wireless transmitters have been employed to intercept or disrupt wireless communications, potentially compromising sensitive information or facilitating other cybercriminal activities. It's important to note that these criminal activities represent a misuse of drone technology and are subject to legal consequences. Authorities and law enforcement agencies are continually working to develop countermeasures, regulations, and detection systems to prevent and combat drone-related criminal activities. The use of drones with malicious intent poses several threats to humans and raises challenges for countries trying to control them. Here's a summary of the key points. Physical harm. Drones can be weaponized or modified to carry explosives, posing a direct threat to individuals and critical infrastructure. They can be used for targeted assassinations, terrorist attacks, or to deliver harmful payloads. Invasion of privacy. Drones equipped with cameras and surveillance capabilities can intrude on personal privacy. They can be used for illegal surveillance, harassment, or gathering sensitive information without consent. Smuggling and criminal activities. Drones offer an alternative method for smuggling drugs, contraband, or weapons across borders or into prisons. Criminals can exploit their mobility and stealth to engage in illicit activities. Aviation safety. Unauthorized drone flights near airports or in restricted airspace pose risks to aviation safety. Collisions with aircraft can lead to accidents or disruptions, endangering the lives of passengers and crew. Regulatory challenges. Governments face challenges in developing effective regulations and control mechanisms for drones. Striking a balance between facilitating legitimate uses and ensuring public safety and security is a complex task. It requires addressing issues such as registration, flight restrictions, privacy protection, and enforcement of regulations. Detection and countermeasures. Detecting and mitigating malicious drone activities is a technological and operational challenge. Developing reliable systems to detect, track, and neutralize rogue drones without interfering with legitimate operations is an ongoing effort. International cooperation. Drone-related threats transcend national borders, requiring international cooperation to address effectively. Harmonizing regulations, sharing information, and coordinating efforts to counter drone misuse present challenges in the absence of global standards. To address these challenges, countries are investing in research, technology development, and policy frameworks to mitigate risks associated with drones. This includes the implementation of drone registration systems, the deployment of counter-drone technologies, and the continuous adaptation of regulations to keep pace with evolving drone capabilities. Drones have revolutionized industries and brought numerous benefits to society, from aerial photography to package delivery. However, it is crucial to acknowledge the potential risks and challenges associated with their misuse. The incidents involving drone attacks, criminal activities, and privacy violations highlight the need for responsible and ethical drone use. As technology advances, it is essential for governments, law enforcement agencies, and regulatory bodies to work together to strike a balance between innovation and public safety. By implementing robust regulations, developing effective detection systems, and promoting awareness, we can harness the positive potential of drones while mitigating the risks, ensuring a secure and responsible future for this rapidly evolving technology. Now that sums up our Murder Minutes episode on killer drones. I hope you've enjoyed watching as much as I have enjoyed presenting this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the section below. Let us know if you have any special cases you'd like us to cover. Thanks to our subscriber who requested this episode on killer drones. Until next time, stay safe out there.
Thanks for killing time with us. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments section. We would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Murder Minutes out.